the Johnson Wax Program with Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. The makers of Johnson's Car New and the whole family of Johnson Protect the Surface products present for your enjoyment The Great Gildersleeve, written by Len Levinson. Your new summer radio show brought to you each Tuesday night at this time. We'll hear all about The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. Right now, here's a question for you quiz lovers. What is it that does two things at the same time? You're right, it's Johnson's Car New, that both cleans and wax polishes your car at one and the same time in one easy operation. Now, if you drive a dull and dirty car around town, it's just because you haven't heard about Car New. You don't know how easy it is to give your car that showroom shine your family will admire so much. My suggestion to you for today is just this. Tie a string around your finger if necessary to remember to stop in at your regular wax dealer, auto supply store, or service station and buy yourself a can of Johnson's Car New. Don't put it off. The cost is very low and the results are amazing. You'll agree with thousands of other enthusiastic car owners that your car looks like new when you use Car New. And now for the adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Wistful Vista, coming into Wistful Vista.
Oh, conductor, excuse me for interrupting, but what town is this?
Wistful Vista, lady.
Oh. Now, you won't let me ride past Summerfield, will you?
Lady, we don't reach Summerfield till tomorrow, and we can't go past it because it's the end of the line.
Yes, you told me all that before. You say this is Wistful... Oh, Wistful Vista, where Fibber McGee and Molly live?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Do you think I'll be able to see them from the train window?
No, lady, the McGees are on their vacation.
Oh.
But there's Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, their next-door neighbor out there.
Where?
That portly gent with the mustache on the platform, the one making a speech to his employees.
How do you know they're his employees?
Because every time he takes a trip, he gives the help at the factory an hour off to come down to the station and wave goodbye.
Well, so that's Mr. Gildersleeve. Well, I never thought...
I can't tell you how touched I am to see all the employees of the Gildersleeve Girdle Works down here at the station to bid me goodbye. It's very... by the way, is there anyone left at the plant?
Well, no, TP.
Well, what if some orders come in? Who's taking the phone calls?
Mert.
Oh, Mert, eh? Well, as I was saying, while I'm away, I expect every one of you to uphold Gildersleeve Girdles to the best of your ability. And don't forget our motto. If you want the best of corsets, of course it's Gildersleeve. Just remember, put everything you've got into those girdles. Will you do that?
Oh,
Thank you. And though it's necessary for me to go away and attend to other enterprises, the one thing closest to my heart is the Gildersleeve Girdle. I want you all to carry on as if I was right here. And now I know I can count on each and every one of you to do your duty till the day I return.
How long will you be gone, T.P.?
At least 3 days and maybe till the end of the week.
Before you go, TP, the Gildersleeve Girdle Workers Guild wishes to present you with this handsome leather briefcase as a token of our esteem for you.
I don't know what to say. Except, by George, when I get back, I'm going to call in my lawyers and draw up a profit-sharing plan so that eventually all you folks are going to get the work. I'm going to give you the work. What I mean to say is... Yes, all aboard? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, out of my way, everybody. Where are my bags?
On the train, T.P.
Thanks. Oh, I forgot to buy a ticket. Where do I buy a ticket?
On the train, TP.
Oh, yes. Let go of me, boys. Where are you pushing me?
On the train, TP.
Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children.
Here's your ticket, Mr. Gildersleeve. Sorry I haven't any berths left.
Couldn't you squeeze me in somewhere?
I'll try, though it'll probably be a tight squeeze.
Tight squeeze, eh? Side splitting, isn't it?
Going to be in Summerfield long?
Oh, no, conductor, just 3 or 4 days. I'm taking over the administration of my brother-in-law's estate. Yes.
Oh, that's so?
Yes, they own an automobile agency that hasn't been doing so well lately, and I'm going to set it to rights.
Don't you think maybe you're biting off more than you can chew?
Not at all. Oh, that reminds me. It's dinner time. Which way is the diner?
Why, an experienced old traveler like you should know where the diner is.
Why, of course. No matter where you are, the diner's always at the other end of the train. See you later, conductor. Pretty crowded in here. I smiled. Is it all right, Hannibal? I said if this gentleman doesn't mind reading his paper on his own side of the table.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind?
Yes, I do. I'm particular whom I eat with.
You are, eh? Well, I'm not. I'm hungry. Waiter, bring me a steak. Nice, juicy double tenderloin, rare.
Waiter, where's my milk toast? I ordered it 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but milk toast takes time, you know.
And waiter, I want a big heaping plate of French fried
Yeah,
potatoes.
French fries, yeah.
And some pickles. And a cup of strong coffee with lots of cream.
Yeah, Kobe Bolton. I'll get it right away.
And bring me my milk toast made with gluten bread, remember?
Gluten bread. Oh, that reminds me. Some hot biscuits and a lot of butter and a little pot of jam.
Gluten bread toasted and a cup of hot water.
And then apple pie a la mode, waiter.
Yeah, pie a la mode.
Yeah, with cheese.
Yeah, with cheese.
I can't stand this. Listening to you is giving me heartburn.
It is. Waiter, don't forget mustard, beefsteak sauce, ketchup, chutney, piccalilli,
And a soda quick.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. I'll be right back.
Of course, it's none of my business, mister.
Then don't stick your nose in it.
Well, all right, if that's the way you feel. I was just going to tell you you're getting your paper in the butter plate.
Don't make any difference. I don't use butter.
You don't, eh? I guess it's because butter wouldn't melt in your mouth. Yeah. But what I was going to say was...
Never mind.
Okay, I won't say it then. But that butter from your paper's all over your sleeve now.
I don't care. What? Oh, of all the messes.
Water won't take it out. It only spreads the grease. You see, what did I tell you?
I'll thank you to mind your own business.
Well, that's fine. Thanks for telling you on what side your sleeve is buttered.
You leave my sleeve out of this.
Well, leave your sleeve out of the butter, then. Furthermore, what's the idea of jumping down my throat?
What do you expect addressing a perfect stranger?
You're far from perfect, stranger. From now on, I'm going to make a career out of ignoring you.
That suits me fine. Oh, that's my foot you stepped on, you big buffalo.
Excuse me, I always put on the brakes when we go downhill.
I ever heard of them.
Here comes my food. That's pretty snappy service, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Well, where's my milk toast?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but the chef, he's all out of glutton bread, sir.
Yes.
He wants to know would pumpernickel do just as well.
No, pumpernickel wouldn't do just as well. What's the idea keeping me waiting all this time while you serve this lump of lard the minute he sits down?
Oh, no, look here, mister.
I don't want to look here. I'm sick of the sight of you. The idea. An overstuffed ox like you. Guttling and gobbling and gorging yourself like an ostrich. I got a bad case of indigestion already just from looking at you.
Why, you dyspeptic little dodo. Just because you're mean to your stomach and your stomach talks back to you, you bellyache. Excuse the expression. You can't stand the sight of a healthy man sitting down to a hearty meal. You're not suffering from indigestion. You're just green with Epicurean envy.
I won't sit here.
mister.
What?
You bicarbonated soda.
Oh, take it away. Take it away. I need something stronger than that now. I got the pills right here in my briefcase.
Just a second there. What are you doing with my briefcase?
Your briefcase? This is mine.
It is not. My employees gave it to me just this afternoon. Here, give it to me.
Take your fat paws off of my briefcase before I...
Before you what, you dried up little crab apple?
And now, wait a minute, gentlemen, please.
Let go of my briefcase.
I will not. It's mine.
If you don't let go of this briefcase, I will shoot it.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you see anything of my briefcase? I left it... Oh, there it is. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Gildersleeve. I've located a berth for you at last.
Oh, that's fine. I was getting tired of sitting around here in my pajamas. Where is it?
It's upper 9 in the next car.
Upper 9?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. The last time I was in an upper berth was, let me see, 50 pounds ago.
Well, that's the only thing I've got, Mr. Gildersleeve. The porter's making it up for you now.
All right, conductor, I'll have to make the best of it. Good night, and thanks. I do hope that porter gives me a wide berth. Oop. It's so dark in here. Porter! Porter!
Quiet!
Oh, excuse me. Oh, Porter,
Yes, sir.
have you got upper 9 ready?
Yes, sir. But I didn't anticipate no gentlemen with such ample proportions.
Yes, well, I guess I better take a ladder.
Yes, better take 2. They're small.
Yes. All right, come on.
Here we are right up there.
Hey, that looks kind of high. You hold these ladders steady, Porter. Remember, if they tip, I won't.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now be careful, mister.
Yeah.
Train's coming to a sharp curve pretty soon.
When?
Then, hold on, mister, the ladder slide.
I can't hold on. I'm coming down. Look out below.
Oh, what hit me?
Oh, my back.
Here, mister, let me help you up.
I don't want to get up. I want to sleep.
Not you, mister. The man in the upper. He's now in the lower.
I'm all right. I think I can make it now.
Get off of my poor stomach.
What?
Who is it? Oh, it's you. What are you doing sneaking into my berth?
I'm not sneaking in. I'm not sneaking. I'm trying to climb into bed. I'm your upstairs neighbor.
Isn't that nice? I hope that swinging shelf snaps shut on you.
Yeah? Well, if it's going to swing, I'll see that it swings your way. And if I land on you, brother, you'll spend the rest of the night sleeping in the roadbed.
Quiet. Let me go to sleep.
Okay, Grandpop. Unpleasant dreams. All right, Porter, give me a leg up again, will you? 32,473. 32,474. 32,475. Oh, good Godfrey. 2 o'clock already. And still not a wink of sleep. 32,476. 32,477. 32,478. What's the use? There was only some way of stopping that buzzsaw down there. I can't stand it any longer. Where's that porter? I've been ringing for a half an hour.
Did you call me, sir?
Yes. Would you mind getting me a cup of ice water? I can't sleep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Here it is, mister.
Thanks for the ice water. You needn't wait. Good night.
Oh, good night, sir.
Yeah. Now, if I can hold the cup in this hand and open the lower curtain with the... I've got it. Steady now, Gildersleeve. Ready. Aim.
Oh, what was that? Porter!
Yeah, what is it, sir?
Shut this window. It's raining right in on my face.
Quiet! Can a man get any rest around here? Good morning, Porter. Had a wonderful sleep. How long before we pull into Summerfield?
In about 5 minutes, sir. You want me to brush you off?
No, I'll walk down the steps like the rest of the passengers. By the way, Porter, you've given me such good service. Here's an order for a Gildersleeve girdle for your wife.
Oh, thank you, sir. I happen to be a spinster at the moment.
Yes.
But if it's all right with you, I'll put it in my hope chair.
Yeah, that's perfectly all right, Porter.
Well, hello there, Gildersleeve.
Why, Harlow Wilcox. What are you doing on this train?
Oh, starting on my vacation.
You are, huh? Aren't you working this summer?
No, I'm off till the fall.
Well.
The Johnson Wax people said car news sales are going so well, there's no reason for me to hang around.
What do you mean?
Well, for the past 39 weeks, I've told everybody all about Johnson's car news. I've described how easy it is to use and how effective it is in giving your buggy that new car finish. And as a result, folks don't need to be reminded all the time.
They don't, huh?
No, they'll remember to go to their dealers the minute they run out of car new, because they know that it not only cleans the finish of your car, but also protects it and makes it look like new. Isn't that so?
Well, who am I to say no?
So you see, I don't have a thing to worry about this summer. I'm just going to take it easy. Just as easy as it is to apply car new. By the way, where are you going, Throckmorton?
Well, I'm going to visit my niece and nephew in Summerfield, Harlow. I haven't seen them for 4 or 5 years. They've been away at school.
Well, they must be pretty big now.
Oh, yes. Evelyn's about 19 or 20, and Leroy is 12, I think. I ought to have a lot of fun with those kids.
Yes, and vice versa, Throckmorton.
Yes.
Next stop, Summerfield. Summerfield. Hey, lady, wake up. Wake up. This is Summerfield.
Why can't I call him TP like they do down at the foundry? It isn't a foundry, Leroy. It's a... Oh, never mind. It's nothing that concerns little boys. I'm sure that Uncle Throckmorton will prefer to have you call him Uncle Throckmorton. So, how about me making it Uncle Throcky? How about that? I don't think that will be very respectful, Leroy. Then Uncle Gildy? That's even worse. What's the matter with Throckmorton? Oh, shucks. You can't go around calling a big, tough guy who runs a steel foundry Throckmorton. Why, it's positively derogatory. It's derogatory. Is that true? Leroy, who told you Uncle Throckmorton was in the steel business? Yeah, you thought you were so smart, always trying to hide Uncle's business from me. What's wrong with having a steel mill? A steel mill? Sure, I know all about it. I once got hold of one of his letterheads. The Gildersleeve Girder Company. Yeah, so there. Yes. Gildersleeve Girder Company. See, he should be here by now, shouldn't he, Ev? Oh, now, don't you worry, Leroy. Just as soon as his train arrives, Mr. Wills will bring him here for breakfast. Yeah, I wanted to go down to the station, too. I know, but Ted has to discuss all the legal details with Uncle Throckmorton before we go to court. Say, you're getting pretty darn stuck on that Ted guy, aren't you? Why, Leroy Forrester, I am not. Ted Wills is merely our lawyer. He is not. Williamson, Williams, Willies, and Wills are our lawyers, and Ted's nothing but the tail end. Well, he's young yet. You just give him time. Ah, there you go. Oh, say, how's if I should call him Uncle Morton? Call who? Oh, Uncle Throckmorton. Well, I don't think he'd object to that. Wait, I can do better than that. How's this? Uncle Mort. Who's that? Uncle Mort. I'll answer it.
Well, I'll bet this is little Leroy.
Leroy, this is your uncle.
Hi, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, hi, who?
You, Uncle Mort. You don't mind if I call you Uncle Mort, do you, Uncle Mort?
Not at all. Go right ahead. Uncle Mort, eh? I like that.
And this is Evelyn, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Evelyn, eh? Come here, my dear. My, how you've grown.
Hello, Uncle Throckmorton.
Yeah.
Here, let me take your hat and coat. Will you have some breakfast?
No, thanks. I've already had mine on the... Well, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Sit right here, Uncle. Ted, you sit over there.
Oh, thanks.
My, this looks good. Well, did you make this coffee yourself, Evelyn?
Yes, I did. Hey, Uncle, will you take me back to Wistful Vista with you and let me work in your factory?
What? Well, I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing.
But, Leroy... Here I am, Uncle Mort. That must be some way out. I bet you make the supports for a lot of big projects there.
We don't turn out anything much in the way of supporters. We sort of confine ourselves to foundations.
Yeah, I'd like to go along sometime when you install some of those foundations.
I don't handle this. What do you think I am?
Please excuse Leroy, Uncle Mort. You see, he's been like that ever since he found out you owned the Gildersleeve Girder Company.
What? The Gildersleeve? Oh, yeah. Yes, I see it all. Yes, bright boy. Yes.
Gee, Uncle, you don't know how swell it is for me to meet a real He-Man in a real He-Man business.
Yes, it is?
Sure. All I hear around this house is dresses and hats and hairdos and women's stuff.
Oh.
But it's going to be different with you around.
Is it?
Well, isn't it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Say, do you ever have to slug it out with any of them tough steel workers of yours?
No, I never do.
You don't, huh?
Oh, well, of course. There have been times when I've had to put more snap into their work. Yeah, and once I was so angry, Leroy, that I picked up a badly made foundation and bounced it right off the foreman's head.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, wait till I tell the kids at school about that. Now, Leroy, you let your uncle eat his breakfast. Have some toast, Uncle Mort?
No, thanks. Speaking of toast reminds me of gluten toast. Yeah. And boy, does that remind me. That reminds me of an amusing incident on the train last night. You'll enjoy this, Leroy. When I went into the diner, the only unoccupied chair was at a table with a sour little crab who had his newspaper spread out. Heard that little rat yell when the ice water hit him in the face.
Well, if you've finished now, Mr. Gildersleeve, it's time to leave for court.
Yes, I'm through, Ted. It was a fine breakfast, Evelyn. You're going to make some lucky man a wonderful cook. Hey, Ted.
Oh, Uncle Mort.
Hey, come on, kid. Let's trot over to the courthouse. This won't take long. Once the judge sees who he's dealing with, I'll be appointed administrator faster than you can say habeas corpus. Well, all I can say is we run things better than this in Wistful Vista. 11 o'clock and the probate judge hasn't even shown up yet.
Oh, Judge Hooker's usually very prompt.
The trouble with some of these judges is they think they're little tin gods. Take those black robes away from them, what have you got? Bow legs.
That's a hot one, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Everyone rise, please.
Well, I'm glad he's here. Now we'll get this thing over with quick.
Here, court, Department 25, the Honorable Henry H. Hooker, Judge presiding, sound session. Please seated.
Sit down, Uncle Mort.
Huh? Yes. Oh, my goodness. Who's that man sitting in the judge's chair?
Well, that's Judge Hooker.
Judge Hooker? That's the man in the lower berth.
Alias?
That's him, all right.
Petition of Throckmorton T. Gildersleeve for appointment as administrator of the state of A. Park, sir.
Well, that's us. Come on, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I'm not feeling very well, Ted. Couldn't we postpone this over to another judge?
Oh, come on, Uncle Mort. Remember what you said. This guy'll be a pushover.
Pushover, yeah.
Now, come on. Step up. Don't dawdle. I haven't got all day.
Make a snappy folks. The judge is pretty short-tempered this morning. He didn't get any sleep last night.
Oh, good Godfrey.
Your Honor, with your permission, I'll put Mr. Gildersleeve on the stand and examine his qualifications for this position.
Go ahead, Mr. Wills. Swear in the witness there.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you?
I do.
Well, do you or don't you? Speak up.
I do.
That voice is very familiar.
Oh.
Turn around, Mr. Oh, so it's you.
Yes. Yes. Hello, Judge. How are you this morning?
I'm loud. Witness will confine himself to the matter at hand. Mr. Wills?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll examine this man's qualifications if you don't mind.
Why don't, Your Honor?
Yeah, but I do.
Silence.
Yes, sir.
You're here to answer questions. Now then, Gildersleeve, if your name really is Gildersleeve, what do you do for a living?
I make girdles, Your Honor.
Order in the court. Order in the court. And you, Gildersleeve. Gildersleeve. One more attempt at cheap humor, and I'll judge you in contempt.
But it's true, Your Honor. I'm president of the Gildersleeve Girdle Company.
Oh, Uncle Mort, tell him the truth.
Yep.
He doesn't make girdles, Judge.
What does he do?
Steel foundation.
I bet he would, too. Now, no more interruptions, my boy. Remember, this is the courtroom. You realize who I am, of course.
Sure, you're a bow-legged little tin guy.
What?
Now, Leroy.
But you just said so yourself, Uncle Mort.
Oh, you did.
Just a little joke, Your Honor. You know how I kid. No offense, I hope.
It is an offense. Contempt of court. Just one more disrespectful remark, Mr. Gilder, whatever your name is, and I'll...
Oh, don't do that, Judge. Uncle Mort will keep his opinions about you to himself. Won't you, Uncle Mort?
Yes, I know better now. I'll be careful, Your Honor.
See as you do. I hope that by now you realize the gravity of the situation, Mr.
Gildersleeve, I certainly do, Your Honor.
I'm going to ask you a simple, straightforward question. And I want a simple, straightforward answer.
Go right ahead, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gildersleeve. What business are you in?
Well, do I have to answer that?
You do, and remember, you're under oath.
Well, that is, Leroy, would you mind going out in the hall and get me some ice water?
1 minute. Who's running this court, you or I?
You better not get Uncle Mort mad, Judge. Last night he threw a whole bucket of water on a guy out of a berth under him. And just because this guy was snoring.
Oh, my God, here we go again.
He did he?
Yeah, and this poor sap woke up and thought it was raining.
Quiet.
You ought to hear Uncle Mort tell it.
Quiet.
Thanks, I will. Let's hear all about it, Uncle Mort.
But, Judge Hooker, it's after 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
This poor man's been on the witness stand all day.
All right.
And
One more question, and I'll hand down my decision. Mr. Gildersleeve, what makes you think you have executive ability?
Well, I have a large staff of my own, and through years of experience, I know the proper relationship between employer and employee.
You bet, Your Honor. And if they don't do what Uncle Mort says, he just bops them over the skull with a steel girder.
Now, wait a minute, Leroy.
But, Uncle Mort, I'm just repeating everything you say.
Yes, and everything I've said is being used against me. I can't go on.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wills?
our firm has checked and double-checked Mr. Gildersleeve's references. We're satisfied as to his qualifications. We therefore petition you to name him as the new administrator of the Forrester estate.
Uh-huh. Mr. Wills, I have great respect for you and your associates. That is probably the only reason why I'm going to grant your petition.
Hooray!
However, in order to protect these children from their own misguided enthusiasm, I am going to require this Gildersleeve to report to me every single week.
But, Your Honor...
He must get an okay for every cent he spends.
But, Judge...
And I will require him to post a bond of $50,000 in cash.
Now, see here, Hooker. I won't stand for this. I'll resign.
Quiet. Gildersleeve, I never sent for you. You came here begging for this job. Now, just because I insist on it being administered with scrupulous honesty, you tried to back out of it. But it won't work. To quote from Brawby versus Union Buggy Corporation, Civil Code of Nebraska, you've made your bed and you can't lie out of it.
But my business in Wistful Vista demands...
You mean your girdle business? Heh. You will remain here and make this estate pay or go to jail for contempt.
But I...
Court's adjourned.
I'll kill that old goat. Ed, we've got to do something about this. Do you realize that a $50,000 bond would not only take every cent of my ready cash, but also means the mortgage on my Gordon works?
Gee, I'm sorry about how the whole... I'm sorry about how the whole thing went, Mr. Gildersleeve.
He's got me awfully nervous.
Maybe if we went into the judge's chambers, we could persuade him to lower the bond, Uncle Mort. Sure, just let me talk to him.
Young man, you've talked enough for one day.
How about it, Ted?
Well, it won't hurt to try. Come on.
Yes.
Come in.
Excuse me, Judge Hooker. You remember me, don't you? I thought perhaps maybe we could possibly get that little cash bond reduced.
I don't see why I should waste any
Well,
more
I've
time.
been thinking, Your Honor, if you spoke to somebody who'd known me for a long time, they might convince you that I'm not such a bad fella.
Oh, that would be fine, Uncle Mort. Who could the judge talk to?
Well, the president of the Wistful Vista Chamber of Commerce, Evelyn. He's my next-door neighbor, too. A fellow named Fibber McGee. We can call him long distance.
Yes, I see, Mr. McGee. Yeah, I'm glad you put me straight on that.
Yeah, see, I knew my pal would set me in right.
That's a very good point. I wouldn't have missed this chat for the world.
Leroy, I want you to meet McGee one of these days. There's one of nature's noblemen.
Oh, yes. This conversation will influence my decision a lot, Mr. McGee.
Thank goodness.
I guess you've made my mind up for me, Fibber.
Ooh.
Hold the phone a second. I'll tell him. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Judge?
Gildersleeve, I've decided to rescind that $50,000 bond.
I knew that would happen if you spoke to my little chum.
Yes. After talking to McGee, I'm going to make that bond $100,000.
What? Give me that telephone. Hello? Hello? You're a hard man, McGee.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. You know, one thing that's welcome any time is a new product or a new idea that will save work. That's just as true in the home as it is in industry. Look how successful Johnson's self-polishing glow coat is, because it has saved housewives millions of hours of work in taking care of their floors. And just as much of a work saver for you men is Johnson's sensational new auto polish, Car New. Car New does two jobs at once, both cleans and wax polishes your car in one easy operation. Formerly, to do these jobs cost real money or several hours of hard work. Now, with Johnson's Car New, many car owners tell us they do both jobs in an hour. Imagine cleaning and wax polishing your car in 1 hour. Oh, if your car is very dirty, it may take you a little more, but you'll still say Car New is a miracle worker. As a matter of fact, thousands of the country's leading service stations are now using Car New for polishing customers' cars. There's only one way to find out how easy Car New is to use, what a beautiful showroom shine it gives your car. Try it yourself. Get a can tomorrow from your regular wax dealer, auto supply store, or service station. Remember, your car looks like new when you use Car New.
Uncle Mort, what are you going to do now?
By George, I'm going to show that judge I can run that estate, or my name won't be Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
You bet it won't, Uncle Mort. You won't even have a name.
Yeah, I'll just have a number. Good night.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for the home and for industry, inviting you to be with us next Tuesday night to hear the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Kraft presents the Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the Kraft Cheese Company presents for your enjoyment Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But right now, here's a message of very great importance for today's menu makers. I don't know how much you housewives actually know about modern margarine, but there's probably been no time in the history of America when it was so important for you to have the true facts about nourishing, wholesome foods for your family. So I want to tell you about Parquet. Parquet is the new quality margarine made by Kraft, a delicious spread for bread, hot rolls, and toast. Now, of course, the fact that Parquet does taste so good probably accounts for its popularity as a spread in millions of homes. But this is even more important. Parquet margarine is a protective food with exceptionally high nutritional value. It is one of the best energy foods you can serve, and a reliable year-round source of vitamin A. There are 9,000 units of this vitamin in every pound of Parquet. So tomorrow, ask your food dealer for a pound of Parquet margarine made by Kraft. The whole family will like it because it tastes so good, and you'll know that you're giving them an economical, highly nutritious food made to the Kraft standards of quality. Just say Parquet. P-A-R-K-A-Y. And now for the adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Coming into Wistful Vista.
You say this is... Oh, Wistful Vista, where Fibber McGee and Molly live?
Yes, madam.
Oh, my. Do you think I'll be able to see them from the train window?
No, lady, the McGees are on their vacation.
Oh.
But say, there's a next-door neighbor of theirs, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Where?
That portly gent with the mustache on the platform, the one making a speech to his employees.
How do you know they're his employees?
Because every time he goes away, he gives them an hour off to come down to the station and wave goodbye.
Oh, so that's Mr. Gildersleeve. Well, I never thought...
And furthermore, I can't tell you how touched I am to see all the employees of the Gildersleeve Girdle Works down here at the station to bid me goodbye. It's indeed... by the way, is there anyone left at the plant?
No.
What if some orders come in? Who'll take the phone calls?
Mert.
Oh, Mert, eh? Yeah. As I was saying while I'm away, I expect every one of you to uphold Gildersleeve girdles to the best of your ability. And don't forget our motto. If you want the best of corsets, of course it's Gildersleeve.
Very good, T.P., very good.
Thank you. You'll get a raise. And though it's necessary for me to go away and attend to other enterprises, the one thing closest to my heart is the Gildersleeve girdle.
How long will you be gone, P.P.?
At least 3 days and maybe till the end of the week.
Oh, before you go, T.P., the Gildersleeve Girdle Workers Guild wishes to present you with this handsome leather briefcase as a token of our esteem for you.
For me? I don't know what to say except... Yes, all aboard? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Out of my way, everybody. Where are my bags?
On the train, T.P.
Thanks. I forgot to buy a ticket. Where do I buy a ticket?
On the train, T.P.
Oh, yes. Let go of me, boys. Where are you pushing me?
On the train, T.P.
Yes. Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children.
Here's your ticket, Mr. Gildersleeve. Sorry I haven't any berths left.
Couldn't you squeeze me in somewhere?
I'll try, though it'll probably be a tight squeeze.
Yeah, tight squeeze. Side-splitting, isn't it?
Going to be in Summerfield long?
Oh, no, just 3 or 4 days. I'm taking over the administration of my brother-in-law's estate. They're going to run it for my niece and nephew. But that's quite involved, and I'm hungry. Which way is the diner?
Why, an old experienced traveler like you should know where the diner is.
Huh? Oh, of course. No matter where you are, the diner's always at the other end of the train. See you later. Excuse me, madam. Pretty crowded in this diner. By George, I'm so hungry I could eat the waiter.
Yes, sir?
Is it all right if I sit at this table?
Yes, sir. Sit right down, sir.
If this gentleman doesn't mind reading his paper on his own side. I said if this gentleman doesn't mind reading his paper on his own side.
Excuse me, sir. Does you mind?
Yes, I do. I'm particular whom I eat with.
You are, eh? Well, I'm not. I'm hungry. Waiter, bring me a steak. A nice, juicy, double tenderloin rare.
Waiter, where's my milk toast? I ordered it 15 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, but milk toast takes time, you know.
And waiter, I want a big, heaping plate of French fries.
Yeah, French fries.
And a cup of strong coffee with lots of cream.
Yeah, I'll get it right away, sir.
And bring me my milk toast made with gluten bread, remember?
Yes. Bread. Oh, that reminds me. Some hot biscuits and a little pot of jam.
Gluten bread toasted and a cup of hot water.
And an apple pie a la mode with cheese.
Yeah, with cheese.
Yeah.
I can't stand this. Listening to you is giving me heartburn.
It is, huh? Waiter, don't forget the steak sauce, ketchup, piccalilli, and relish.
Bring me a glass of bicarbonate of soda, quick.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. I'll be back.
Of course, it's none of my business, mister.
And don't stick your nose in it.
Well, all right. That's the way you feel about it. I was just going to tell you you're getting your newspaper in the mustard.
I don't use mustard.
No, I guess you don't need any. But what I was going to say was...
Never mind.
Okay, I won't say it then. That mustard from your newspaper is all over your sleeve now.
I don't care. What? Oh, of all the messes
Water only spreads it. You see what I tell you?
I'll thank you to mind your own business.
What's the big idea jumping down my throat?
What do you expect addressing a perfect stranger?
You're far from perfect, stranger. And from now on, I'm going to make a career out of ignoring you. Here comes my food. That's pretty snappy service, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Well, where's my milk toast?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but the chef, he's all out of gluten bread. He wants to know would pumpernickel do just as well.
No, pumpernickel wouldn't do just as well. And why keep me waiting all the time while you serve this big buffalo the minute he sits down?
Oh, no, look here, mister.
I don't want to look here. I'm sick of the sight of you. The idea. An overstuffed ox like you guttling and gobbling and gorging yourself like an ostrich. I've got a bad case of indigestion already just from looking at you.
Why, you dyspeptic little dodo. Just because you're mean to your stomach and your stomach talks back to you, you bellyache. Excuse the expression. You're not suffering from indigestion. You're just green with Epicurean envy.
I won't sit here.
Here's your bicarbonate of soda, mister.
Take it away. I need something stronger than that now. I've got some pills down here in my briefcase.
Just a minute there. What are you doing with my briefcase?
Your briefcase? This is mine.
It is not. My employees gave it to me just this afternoon.
Take your fat paws off of my briefcase before I...
Before you watch, you dried up little crabapple.
And now, wait a minute, gentlemen, please.
Let go of my briefcase.
I will not. It's mine.
Why, the idea is...
yes,
Now,
ma'am.
waiter, did you see anything of my briefcase? I left it... Oh, you gentlemen have it. Thank you so much.
Well,
there you are, Mr. Gildersleeve. I've located a berth for you at last.
Oh, that's fine, conductor. I was getting tired of sitting around here in my pajamas. Where is it?
It's upper 9 in the next car.
Upper 9? Oh, my goodness. The last time I was in an upper berth was, 50 pounds ago.
The porter's making it up for you now.
Yeah, thanks. I do hope that porter gives me a wide berth. It's so dark in here. Oh, Porter! Porter!
Quiet!
Oh, excuse me. Must be sleeping. Oh, Porter!
Yeah, sir.
Have you got upper 9 ready yet?
Yes, but I didn't anticipate no gentlemen of such ample proportions.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'd better take a ladder.
Yes, better take 2. They're small.
Well, all right, come on.
Yes. Here we are, right up there, sir.
Up there?
Hmm.
Oh, my goodness. Hold these ladders steady, Porter. Remember, if they tip, I won't.
Yeah, sir. Now be careful, mister. Train's coming to a sharp curve pretty soon.
When?
Then.
Oh!
Hold on, Mr. Lettuce Knight.
I can't hold on. I'm coming down. Look out below. Ooh!
No! What hit me?
Oh, my sacrilege.
Here, mister, let me help you up.
I don't want to get up. I want to sleep.
Not you, mister. The man in the upper. He's now in the lower.
And where am I?
You're right here, brother.
Get off of my poor stomach. Who is it?
Huh?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing sneaking into my berth?
I'm not sneaking into your... I'm not sneaking. I'm trying to climb into bed. I'm your upstairs neighbor.
Isn't that nice? I hope that swinging shelf snaps shut on you.
Oh, yeah? If it's going to swing, I'll see that it swings your way. And if I land on you again, brother, you'll spend the rest of the night sleeping in the roadbed.
Oh, quiet. Let me go to sleep.
Okay, Grandpop, unpleasant dreams. All right, Porter, give me a leg up again, will you? $32,473. $32,474. $32,475. Oh, my goodness. 2 o'clock already and still not a wink. Yes, $32,476. $32,478. Oh, what's the use? There was only some way of stopping that buzzsaw down there. I can't stand this any longer. Where's that porter? I'll fix this guy.
Did you call me, sir?
Yes. Would you mind getting me a drink of ice water? I can't sleep.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Here's the water, mister.
Thank you. You needn't wait. Good night, good night, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes. Now, if I can hold this cup in this hand and open the lower curtain with it. Ah, I've got it. Yeah. Steady now, Gildersleeve. Ready. Aim.
Oh, no. What was that? Porter! Porter! What is it, sir? Shut this window, will you? It's raining right in on my face.
Quiet! Can a man get any rest around here?
Good morning, sir. He's just pulling into Summerfield. You want me to brush y'all?
No, I'll walk down the steps like the rest of the passengers. Yeah. By the way, Porter, you've given me such good service. Here's an order for a Gildersleeve girdle for your wife.
Thank you, sir. I happen to be a spinster at the moment. But if it's all right with you, I'll put it in my hope chair.
Yes. Yes, that's perfectly all right. Summerfield, eh? By George, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing Marjorie and little Leroy again.
Marjorie, why can't I call him TP like they do down at this foundry?
It isn't a foundry, Leroy. It's a... Oh, never mind. It's nothing that concerns little boys. And I'm sure that he will prefer to have you call him Uncle Throckmorton.
Oh, shucks. You can't go around calling a big, tough guy who runs a steel foundry Throckmorton. It's positively derogatory.
It's derogatory.
Yeah, it's that, too.
Leroy, who told you Uncle Throckmorton was in the steel business?
Nah, you thought you were so smart. I saw one of his letterheads. The Gildersleeve Girder Company.
Oh, yes. Gildersleeve Girder Company.
See, he should be here by now, shouldn't he, Marjorie?
Now, don't you worry, Leroy. Just as soon as his train arrives, Mr. Wills will bring him here for breakfast.
Oh, I wanted to go down to the station, too.
I know, but Ted has to discuss all the legal details with Uncle Throckmorton before we go to court.
Say, you're getting pretty darn stuck on that Ted guy, aren't you?
Why, Leroy Forrester, I am not. Ted Wills is really our lawyer.
He is not. Williamson, Williams, Willies, and Wills are our lawyers, and Ted's nothing but the tail end.
Well, he's young yet. You just give him time.
Oh, there you go. Oh, say, how's if I should call him Uncle Morton?
Call who? Oh, Uncle Throckmorton. Well, I don't think he'd object to that.
Wait, I can do better than that. How's this? Uncle Mort.
that?
Uncle Mort. I'll answer it.
Well, I'll bet this is little Leroy.
Hi, Uncle Mort.
Hi, who?
You, Uncle Mort. You don't mind if I call you Uncle Mort, do you, Uncle Mort?
No, not at all. Go right ahead. Uncle Mort, eh? I like that.
And this is Marjorie, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Marjorie, eh? Come here, my dear. My, how you growing?
Hello, Uncle Throckmorton. Let me take your hat and coat. Will you have some breakfast?
No, thanks. I've already had mine on the... Well, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Sit right here, Uncle. Ted, you sit over there.
Oh, thanks.
My, this looks wonderful.
Hey, Unc, will you take me back to Wistful Vista with you and let me work in your factory?
What? Well, I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing.
Now, Leroy.
Gee, I am, Uncle Mort. That must be some layout. I bet you make the supports for a lot of big projects there.
We don't turn out anything much like... we sort of confine ourselves to foundations. Yeah.
Say, I'd like to go along sometime when you install some of those foundations.
I don't have... What did you say, young man?
Please excuse Leroy, Uncle Mort. He's been like that ever since he found out that you owned the Gildersleeve Girder Company.
What? Gildersleeve Girder? Oh, yes, I see it all now. Yes, a bright boy.
Gee, Unc, you ever have to slug it out with any of them tough steel workers of yours?
No, I never do.
You don't, huh?
Of course, there have been times when I've had to put more snap into their work. Yeah. Once I was so angry, I picked up a badly made foundation and bounced it right off the foreman's head.
You did?
Yeah.
Now, Leroy, let your uncle eat his breakfast.
Yeah.
Have some toast, Uncle Mort?
No, thanks. Speaking of toast reminds me of an amusing incident on the train last night. You'll enjoy this, Leroy. When I went into the diner, the only empty chair was at a table with a sour little crab. And you should have heard that little rat yell when the ice water hit him in the face. Yeah.
Well, it's time we leave for court, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It is? Come on, kids. This won't take long. Well, all I can say is we run things better than this in Wistful Vista. 11 o'clock and the judge hasn't even shown up yet.
Judge Hooker's usually very prompt.
Yes, the trouble with some of these judges is they think they're little tin gods. Take those black robes away from them, and what have they got? Bow legs.
Gee, that's a hot one, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Everyone rise, please.
At last.
Superior Court, Department 25, the Honorable Hilliard H. Hooker, Judge for Styling, is now in session. Be seated.
Sit down, Uncle Mort.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Who's that man sitting in the judge's chair?
Why, that's Judge Hooker.
Judge Hooker? That's the man in the lower berth.
Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve for appointment as Administrator of the State of Ray Forrester.
Oh, that's us. Come on, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I'm not feeling very well, Ted. Couldn't we postpone this over to another judge?
Oh, come on, Uncle Mort. Remember what you said. This guy'll be a pushover.
Yes, a pushover.
Now, come on. Step up. Don't dawdle. I haven't got all day.
Make a snappy, folks. The judge is pretty short-tempered this morning. He didn't get any sleep last night.
Oh, my.
Your Honor, with your permission, I'll put Mr. Gildersleeve on the stand first.
Go ahead, Mr. Wells. Swear in the witness, Bill.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you?
I do.
Well, do you or don't you speak up?
I do.
That voice is very familiar. Turn around, Mr. Oh, so it's you.
Yes. Hello, Judge.
Mr. Wells?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will examine this man's qualifications if you don't mind.
I don't, Your Honor.
But I do.
Silence. Now then, Gildersleeve, what do you do for a living?
I make girdles, Your Honor.
Order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. Order.
Order.
And you, Gildersleeve, any more cheap humor and I'll judge you in contempt.
But it's true, Your Honor. I'm the president of the Gildersleeve Girdle Company.
Uncle Mort, tell him the truth. He doesn't make girdles, Judge.
And what does he do?
Steel foundations.
I bet he would, too. Now, no more interruptions, my boy. Remember, this is a courtroom. You realize who I am, of course.
Sure, you're a bow-legged little tin guy.
Yeah.
What?
Now, Leroy!
But you just said so yourself, Uncle Mort.
Oh, you did.
Just a little joke, Your Honor. You know how I kid.
I know. Well, I'm going to ask you a plain question, and I want a plain answer.
Yeah.
What business are you in?
Well, that is, Leroy, would you mind going out into the hall and get me some ice water?
One moment. Who's running this court, you or I?
Better not get Uncle Mort mad, Judge. Last night he threw a whole bucket of water on a guy in the berth under him.
Oh, my, here we go again.
He did he?
Yeah, and this poor sap woke up and thought it was raining.
Oh.
You ought to hear Uncle Mort telling.
Thanks, I will. Let's hear all about it, Uncle Mort.
But, Judge Hooker, it's after 5 o'clock. This poor man's been on the witness stand all day.
All right. One more question, and I'll hand down my decision. Mr. Gildersleeve, what makes you think that you have executive ability?
Well, I have a large staff of my own, and through years of experience, I know the proper relationship between employer and employee.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wells?
Our firm has thoroughly investigated Mr. Gildersleeve, and we're satisfied as to his qualifications.
Mr. Wills, I have great respect for you and your associates. That is probably the only reason why I'm going to grant your petition.
Hooray!
However, in order to protect these children from their own misguided enthusiasm, I'm going to require this Gildersleeve to report to me every single week.
But, Your Honor...
He must get an okay for every cent that he spends.
But, Judge...
And I will require him to post a bond of $50,000 in cash.
Now, see here, Hooker. I won't stand for this. I'll resign.
Quiet. Gildersleeve, I never sent for you. You came here begging for this job. To quote from Brawby versus Union Buggy Corporation, Civil Code of Nebraska, you made your bed and you can't lie out of it.
But my business in Wistful Vista...
You remain here and make this estate pay or go to jail for contempt.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not good...
Court is adjourned.
I'll kill that old goat. Ted, we've got to do something about this. Do you realize that a $50,000 bond would not only take every cent of my ready cash, but also means a mortgage on my Gordle Works?
Gee, I'm sorry about how the whole thing went, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, maybe if we went into the judge's chambers, we could persuade him to lower the bond, Uncle Mort.
Sure, just let me talk to him.
Young man, you've talked enough for one day.
How about it, Ted?
Well, it won't hurt to try. Come on.
Yeah.
Come in.
Excuse us, Judge Hooker. You remember me, don't you? I thought perhaps maybe we could possibly get that little cash bond reduced.
I don't see why I should have
If you spoke to somebody who'd known me for a long time, they might convince you that I'm not such a bad fellow.
Oh, that would be fine, Uncle Mort. Who could the judge talk to?
Why, the president of the Wistful Vista Chamber of Commerce. He's my next-door neighbor, too. A chap named Fibber McGee. We can call him long distance, Your Honor.
Yes, I see, Mr. McGee. Yes, I'm glad you put me straight on that.
Yes, I knew my little chum would set me in right.
That's a very good point.
Leroy, I want you to meet McGee one of these days. There's one of nature's noblemen.
I guess you've made up my mind for me, Fibber.
Yeah, Fibber.
Hold the phone a second, I'll tell him. Gildersleeve?
Yes, Judge?
Gildersleeve, I've decided to rescind that $50,000 bond.
I knew that would happen if you spoke to my little pal.
Yes, after talking to McGee, I'm going to make that bond $100,000.
What? Give me that telephone. Hello? You're a hard man, McGee.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few minutes. While Uncle Trock recovers from that one, I want to say a word that I believe will make every thinking housewife want to try parquet margarine tomorrow. This delicious new Kraft product is most popular as a spread for bread and a seasoning for hot cooked foods because of its delicate, pleasing flavor. But the same qualities that make it so good for table use make it an extra fine shortening for baking. I say extra fine because it has all the qualities of an ordinary shortening, plus fine flavor and added nourishment. Let me read you a statement from Mrs. Lillian Watts, who, having been born and raised on a farm, is mighty particular about food. She says, quote, I have a family of 8, and they all like parquet margarine. I use it in various ways: cakes, bread, muffins, biscuits, soup, spreads, and other ways too numerous to mention. Thank you 1,000 times for this wonderful product. End of quote. Now, that's a mighty enthusiastic statement. But you'll be just as enthusiastic once you have tried parquet. It's so delicious, so nourishing, so grand in every way. Tomorrow, be sure to order parquet, the economical spread made by Kraft. And remember, every pound of parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A.
By George Leroy, I'm going to show that judge I can run that estate, or my name won't be Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
You bet it won't, Uncle Mort. You won't even have a name.
Yeah, no. I'll just have a number. Good night, folks.
Original music on tonight's program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon saying good night for Kraft and reminding you to tune in again next week at the same time to hear the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company. Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the Kraft Cheese Company presents for your enjoyment Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from the great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But right now, here's an important message for you. Probably all of you are aware of the efforts of our government to make us a healthier, more vigorous nation by improving our diets. Yes, food, proper nutrition, is as important these days as airplanes. And that's why you should know about parquet margarine, made by Kraft. It's not only a delicious spread for bread, it's also rich in nourishing food elements your whole family needs. Of course, most people like parquet margarine because it tastes so good spread on bread, hot rolls, or toast. But health-conscious housewives also use parquet because it's a protective food of exceptionally high nutritional value. Yes, parquet margarine is one of the best energy foods you can serve. And to make its natural, wholesome goodness even better for you, Kraft adds 9,000 units of vitamin A to every pound of parquet. making it a reliable year-round source of this important vitamin. Why not ask your food dealer for Parquet margarine tomorrow? One taste will tell you it's a superior product made to Kraft's exacting standards of quality. Yes, you'll like its flavor, and you'll like its economy, too. Just say Parquet, Parkay. Last week, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, Fibber McGee's next-door neighbor, left Wistful Vista to become the legal guardian of his niece and nephew, Marjorie and Leroy Forrester, in the city of Summerfield. Relaxing after a hard week's work as father, mother, and big brother to the pair, we find the great Gildersleeve explaining the finer points of baseball to Leroy.
As a result of that play, Leroy, we have a member of our team on each base. You understand?
Yeah, the bags are loaded.
Yeah.
Come on, gang! Yoo-hoo!
Now, Leroy, don't get so excited. Remember, this is only a baseball game. Why, you robber! As I was saying, Leroy, we mustn't give way to our emotions.
No, sir, Uncle Mort.
Yes. Let's remember to be sportsmen. Get an umpire. Always give the other fellow the benefit of the doubt, Leroy. Strike three, your grandmother.
Oh, shut up, you big windbag.
I am not. The umpire's nothing but a horse thief. Horse thief?
I'm sorry, sir, but I've warned you before. Everybody's complaining.
What do you mean, everybody? I'm not complaining, am I? Hey, Jesse James, where's your horse?
We can't tolerate this any longer. Now, you'll have to get out.
All right, we'll get out. Come on, Leroy. We've seen this newsreel 3 times already anyway. Don't forget your cap. Careful stepping on people's feet.
Hey, Uncle Mort, if you'll give me an advance on next week's allowance, I'll treat you to an ice cream cone.
No thanks, Leroy. It's time we go home and fix up for that tea party your sister's giving at 5 o'clock.
Oh, gee, do we have to gotta be at that sissy party?
Well, I'm afraid so, Leroy. Marjorie seems to think a lot of young Ted Wills.
Yeah, they're stuck on each other, all right, but why drag us into it?
Well, now that I'm guardian for you two, she wants me to meet Ted's parents under the proper social circumstances.
Couldn't you just bump into him someplace, like in the butcher shop?
You mean meet him in the meat market? No, I'm afraid it's too late for that. Marjorie's worked awfully hard preparing for this afternoon, and she must be all ready by now. Come on, Leroy.
Now, that's all taken care of. Oh, Bertie.
Yes, Miss Marge.
Will you please put the cake in the back of the pantry while I fold?
Yes, sir. My, you sure work hard, and it sure is pretty.
That's my big surprise, and I don't want anything to happen to it.
County Courthouse.
Judge Hooker, please.
One moment. Hooker speaking. What is it?
Hello, Judge Hooker. This is Marjorie Forrester. You remember me, don't you?
Well, should I?
Well, of course. Just last week you appointed my uncle as guardian for my brother and me.
I did? Who is your uncle?
Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Who? Gildersleeve. 2 years in the state penitentiary.
What?
Oh, I'm in the courtroom, my dear, sentencing a prisoner. What'd you call about?
Oh, I'd like to have you come to tea this afternoon so you and Uncle Morton get to be better friends.
How can we get to be better friends when we hate each other to begin with?
Oh, now, George. I planned this as a surprise for Uncle Mort.
Oh, going to surprise him, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll come. And when he sees me, won't all of his chins drop?
Oh, Bertie, Judge Hooker's coming. Won't Uncle Mort be pleased?
And some says yes, and some says no.
Oh, look at the time. I'm late for my manicure appointment.
I'll walk as far as the store with you. I got some things to pick up.
Oh, I do hope everybody will like my cake, all right.
They sure will, honey. It's just simply scrumptious.
Oh, thanks, Bertie. It's got to be good. His mother is so discriminating and critical.
Yes, and she keeps her nose up in the air like she ain't been introduced to what she's smelling.
Never mind, Bertie. Let's go out the back way. It's quicker.
Oh, Marjorie, we're back. Hello, anybody home? Leroy, I don't believe anybody's home.
Doggone it, I thought we could get something to eat. It's been a long time since lunch.
Yes, at least 2 hours. Suppose we rummage around in the kitchen. There's bound to be something here.
I usually look in the pantry first.
Ah, the voice of experience. Well, here's a lot of canned goods we could open. Kitchen cleanser, tennis balls, shellac, motor oil. Just call out if there's anything you like. Crunchy cornies. Some genuine New England chop suey sauce.
Hey, what's that in the back of the cupboard, Uncle Mort?
Where? Oh, boy, a cake. Say, it's lucky you saw this. It's a honey. Looks good enough to eat.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Here's a knife.
One moment, Leroy. This cake hasn't been started yet. I don't think we should cut into it.
Oh, it won't hurt to take one piece, Uncle Mort.
Well, maybe not. But remember, just a piece apiece.
Okay, here's the knife.
Yeah. Thanks. Here you are. Is that so? Well, excuse me while I try my piece.
Yes,
sir. Mighty fine cake. That's the end of it. Yeah, stuffy in here, isn't it?
Stuffy in where?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, hello, Bertie.
Oh, there you are, Leroy. Messing around the kitchen for something to eat, I speculate.
Who, me? I don't want anything to eat. Not now.
Yeah.
Good. You save your appetite for the tea party. Your sister done whipped together the most delectable cake. Mm-mm.
Yes, we know of her, yes.
She did it because it's important to impress Mr. Will's mother that she's a good housewife. Look like Mr. Will's going to get a house and a wife.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Miss Marge worked her pretty fingers to the bone, baking all day. That's the surprise she's been talking about.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Now, you want to take a peek at it? I'll show you.
No.
Oh, but she got it so beautifully redecorated.
Now, Bertie, don't go spoiling the surprise.
It ain't gonna spoil nothing.
Oh, yes, it would. Leroy, isn't there something Bertie could go to the store after?
After when?
Bertie, would you mind running down to the cigar store and getting me some Punchinillo Panatellas?
But I got work to do. Leroy can get them.
Oh, no, he's a minor. They won't sell him. Here's $1. Get a whole box.
But Mr. Gildersleeve...
Hurry now, hurry. They may sell out. Remember, Punchinello Panatellas.
Yes.
By George, that isn't a bad name for a cigar, seeing that I just made it up. Oh, my goodness, Leroy. Why didn't you stop me from eating that cake?
Boy, are we going to catch it when Marge gets back.
Yeah.
What do you say we take a short walk till about bedtime?
Yeah, that's very good. No, we've got to face the consequences.
Not me, Uncle Mort. I'll see you later.
Come back here, young man. You don't see me running away. I'm going to stick my chin out and take it.
That's not your chin sticking out, Uncle Mort.
Never mind. Leroy, we got to find some way to get an exact duplicate of that cake before that party starts. Oh, my. Who's that?
That's old lady Snoop, who lives next door. She's worse than an earache, Uncle Mort.
I don't know the lady, Leroy, but I'm sure you're mistaken. I'll just see what Mrs. Snoop wants.
No, Uncle, her name isn't...
Ah, how do you do, Mrs. Snoop?
Miss Snoop? Oh, this is Miss Dinwiddie, Uncle.
But you said...
Oh, I'm so glad to meet you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm the girl who lives next door. Your niece, Marjorie, told me so much about you. I feel we're practically old friends. Uncle Mort. Yes. Is Marjorie here?
Well,
No, I remember seeing her go down the street half an hour ago through my front curtains. You'd be surprised at all that I see through them.
Yes. I see what you meant, Leroy.
Anyway, I was looking for Marjorie, but I suppose you'll do instead.
I will? Well, what for, Miss...
Dinwiddie. Henrietta Dinwiddie. With an N, not an M, and the accent's on the Widdy, not on the din.
What do you want me for, Miss Dinwiddle?
Oh, you'd be surprised, Mr. Oh, I mean, I just dropped in to get a cup of sugar.
Why, of course. Leroy, where's the sugar?
Where's the cup? Oh, dear, imagine me. Oh, I forgot to bring one. I guess I'll just have to borrow a cup, too.
Yeah.
Oh, now, Mr. Gildersleeve, you'll have to excuse a poor little flustered bachelor girl.
Yes.
No, Leroy, not the lump sugar, the granulated, just like I always borrow. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, as I was saying, it isn't often that I get to meet such a handsome man with dark, curly hair and merry brown eyes.
Here's your sugar.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Leroy. Oh, well, it was so nice being introduced to you, Mr. Gildersleeve. Don't you worry about the sugar. You'll be getting it back sooner than you expect.
Oh, that old hen, she makes me sick.
Me too.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago, Marjorie showed her a picture of you, and she said you look like Ronald Coleman.
Yeah. Ronald Coleman, eh?
Yeah. Can you imagine that silly dame?
Leroy, this is a free country. A lady's entitled to her opinion. Better put the sugar back. Oh, wait a minute. They use sugar in baking cakes, don't they?
Sure.
Leroy, I know how we can save Marjorie's party.
How?
Bake her another cake.
Can you bake a cake, Uncle Mort?
I don't know. I never tried. But it ought to be simple. After all, millions of women bake cakes every day. We ought to be able to do anything they can do.
Yeah, what do you mean, we? I'm not going to get mixed up in no sissy proposition like that.
But Leroy, there's nothing sissy about baking. Look at the cowboys who bake their own sourdough bread. And the Indians grinding their own corn into corn fritters. And the cooks in the Navy making sea biscuits.
Well, I guess you're right.
Yes, well, let's get started. Should we use a cookbook or make it up as we go along?
Well, there should be a cookbook in one of these drawers.
Yeah. Here's one right here. Cooking in 6 easy lessons, or the bride's best friend. Well, let me see now. Here's one. A mocha coca tapioca cake. Sounds too complicated. Tomato soup cake with gumdrop icing.
Gee, Uncle Mort, don't they make cake out of cake anymore?
I guess not. Look at this picture, Leroy. Doesn't it look like the cake we ate?
Yeah. Lady Baltimore cake.
Yeah, that's it. Now all we got to do is copy this one.
Okay, what do we do?
First, 3 cups of sifted cake flour. We got any cake flour?
Nope. Here's some buckwheat flour.
Well, I doubt if there's any difference. Next, 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
Here's a box of baking soda.
Is it powdered?
Yeah, it is.
That's what they must have meant anyway. Now, salt, shortening, sugar, half a cup of milk.
Used all of today's milk, and yesterday's is sour.
Fine. My mother always used sour milk in her cakes. It'll give it that old-fashioned sour taste. Teaspoon of vanilla and 6 egg whites.
Hard-boiled or poached?
No, Leroy, raw.
It's easier to separate the white from the yellow if they're hard-boiled, Uncle Mort.
Leroy, this is no picnic. Now, you sift the flour, the baking powder, and the salt together. Here, use this sifter.
Okay.
And I'll take the other stuff. Beat egg whites until stiff, it says. Who, me or the eggs?
Hey, Uncle Mort.
Yes?
This sifter leaks.
Leaks? Oh, yes, and look at the flour on the floor. Get some more, Leroy. Wait, I know how we can speed things up. We'll just dump all the ingredients in the electric mixer.
Oh, that's a swell idea.
Yes, it takes a man to figure out all the shortcuts in life. Let's just pour everything into the bowl. There.
Shall I turn on the mixer now, Uncle Mort?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, my goodness, Bertie. She mustn't see this mess. I'll get rid of her. You stay here. Well, Bertie, did you get me those Punchinello Panatellas?
Not exactly, Mr. Gildersleeve. I've been to 7 stores looking for them cigars, and 3 of them was fresh out, whilst the other 4 have them in the morning.
They will, eh?
Yes, sir. Now, I better be getting back in the kitchen.
Yes. Oh, no. I mean, I've got to have those cigars, Bertie.
Well, maybe after I finish my work in the kitchen.
It'd be worth $1 to me to get those cigars now.
Huh? It would?
Yeah.
Well, maybe in that case I could... what's that?
I suppose it's a truck coming up the hill.
There ain't no hill around here. Sounds like my electric mixing machine in distress. I better go see.
Go ahead if you want to lose that $3.
What $3?
For bringing back those cigars.
Does I get it in advance?
Yeah, yes. Here you are, Bertie.
Thank you, sir. I'll just go on out the back way. It's quicker.
No. Use the front door. It's bad luck to use the back door when you're buying cigars. Take your time, Bertie. Goodbye. Wow, that was a close shave.
Hey, Uncle Mort!
Oh, sounds like the boy's in trouble. Coming, Leroy.
Hey, don't come out, Uncle Mort. Go back.
I can't hear you. What's wrong with the mixer?
It's throwing the cake batter all over the place.
Oh, my goodness. Turn it off.
I can't. I got batter in my eyes.
Well, I will then. I'm not going to be intimidated by any... Oh!
Get you in the kisser room?
Right in the pan. Where's that switch, Leroy?
Watch your fingers, Uncle Mort.
I think I've got it now. Yes. Oh. Yes. Oh, what a mess. Here's a towel, Leroy. Wipe the cake out of your eyes.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, jumping jelly beans. There's that woman from next door again.
Oh, don't let her in here, Uncle Mort. She'll blab everything to Marge.
Don't worry. I'll get rid of that gargoyle. Coming, Miss Dunwoody. Ah, there you are.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, I bet you think I'm an awful pest.
Oh, no, not at all.
But I wonder if I could trouble you for an egg.
An egg?
Yes, an egg. Chicken's hometown. I know just where Marjorie keeps them, so if you don't mind...
Don't trouble yourself. Leroy, hand me out an egg, please.
How do you want it? Hard-boiled or poached?
In the shell. Bright boy. Lovely weather we're having, isn't it?
Yes. It's perfect weather for a ride in the country. I just love to pack a picnic basket and go out...
Here's your egg.
Thanks, Leroy.
Yes, thanks, Leroy. Thanks very much. Goodbye, Miss Dunworthy. Goodbye.
Did you brush her off, Hunk?
No, she's walking down the steps. Let's hurry with the cake.
All we have to do is pour the batter into the pans.
Fine, but before I mess myself up anymore, I'm going to put on Bertie's bungalow apron. Help me into it, Leroy.
Oh, but gee, Uncle Mort.
Hold it up higher, Leroy. Fine. Now run around the back and tie the strings. Oop, not so tight, my boy. That's it.
You sure look funny, Uncle Mort. Uh-oh, front doorbell.
What kind of a house is this? Leroy, see if you can get that cake into the oven. I'm going to answer the door.
Oh, but Uncle, that apron.
It's all right. It's dark in the hallway. That's right. Waste the electricity.
Good afternoon, madam. Do you sag and slump over heavy scrubbing? Have you got the dishwashing droop?
Droop?
Are you proud of the shape you're in?
Oh, see here. You nearsighted little nincompoop.
Bad cold you have there, madam. Now, I've got a girdle here that's the answer to all your prayers. It's a Gildersleeve glamour girdle. It'll keep you in, but you'll never wear it out. Yes, sir. Now, as a special inducement, I persuaded old man Gildersleeve to cut the price of this girdle to $3.99.
You persuaded old man Gildersleeve, eh?
Yeah, sure. You'd be surprised how palsy-walsy I am with the old fuddy-duddy.
Why, of all the...
I know, but you should do something about that collating. Now, madam, if you'd care to try on...
No, I happen to own...
You already own a Gildersleeve girdle?
Yes.
Very good. But have you got a spare?
Mister, you'd be surprised how many Gildersleeve girdles I have to spare. Good day. Of all the interruptions. How's the cake doing, Leroy?
Oh, swell, Uncle Mort. It looks better every time I open the oven door.
Splendid. Now, who's that? A man can't even bake a cake around here. All right, I'm coming. Now, see here, you...
Steve, what, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, hello, Judge Hooker. Come in. This is quite a surprise.
That's what it was meant to be. What are you doing in the apron? Playing house?
Yeah, that's very funny. No, I'm not playing house.
Hey, Uncle Mort, I just took the cake out of the oven. Oh, boy, does it look swell. Oh, Judge Hooker, what are you doing here?
Hello, Leroy, my boy. What have you and your uncle been up to now?
Why, we've been...
Nothing at all, Your Honor. Leroy, time to get cleaned up. And look at me, I'm a mess.
Yes.
I'll go with you, Leroy. Make yourself at home, Judgey.
But I came early just to ask you two a few questions.
We'll be back, Your Honor.
Something funny going on around here. Smells like a cake I'm smelling. I better see what they've been doing in the kitchen. A layer cake. Looks like it would taste good, too. I wish I wasn't on that darn diet. I'd take a piece. Not that one piece would hurt me. By George, I believe I will. good cake. I think I'll have another piece.
Ah, there you are, Your Honor. That's a bad cough you got there. Here, let me get you a glass of water. Oh, you've been eating our nice new cake. And after I worked my fingers to the bone...
Oh, my goodness, I'm getting sick.
By George, you are white around the gills.
That cake, I ate some.
No good, eh?
Now, my pills, I left them home. You better take me there now.
Oh, why did I ever take up baking? Leroy! I better throw this cake out of the window. There. Farewell, Lady Baltimore.
Oh.
You want me, Uncle Mort?
Yes, call me a cab, quickly.
Gee, what's wrong with the judge?
I've got to take him home. He's suffering from a bad attack of Lady Baltimore.
What can I do for you, sir?
I happen to see that big cake in your shop window. I'd like to buy it.
But that's a wedding cake.
Yeah, I know, but it could pass for a party cake if we knock off the bride and groom. How much do you want for it?
Well, I'm sorry. I couldn't sell it to you.
Oh, baked it for a wedding, eh? But they'll just have to get married tomorrow.
Oh, but really, mister, I couldn't let you...
You couldn't, huh? Here's a $10 bill. Now do I get that cake?
Well, if you insist.
Never mind wrapping it. I've got a taxi outside. Just hand it here. Here, thanks. Now open the door, will you?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Oh, Mama.
Yes?
I just made a big sale. A man bought that wedding cake we've had in the window for the last 2 years.
Leroy, anybody in the kitchen with you?
No, come on in. Did you find a cake?
Did I? Take a look.
Oh, boy, that's a dilly.
Not bad, eh? Who says you can't eat your cake and have it, too?
Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, that's Miss Dinwiddie again.
Leroy, put this cake in the pantry while I answer the door. I'll strangle that old seagull.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you must think I'm terrible, running in and out all the livelong day.
Yes.
And borrowing things all the time. Well, it's because the road to a man's heart is through his stomach. And if that's the case, why, your road, it's so wide.
What do you want this time?
Oh, it's nothing, really. I just brought you something I baked for you with my own little hands. A cake.
Well, thank you just the same, Miss Dinwiddie. But I have a cake. A great, big, beautiful $10 cake. And furthermore, I'm fed up on cake. Goodbye. That takes care of that.
Oh, Uncle Mort, I've been looking all over for you. Come in the living room and meet everyone. I'm about to serve the cake I baked this afternoon.
Cake? Oh, yes. Marjorie, there's something deep down inside of me that's weighing heavily on my conscience.
What is it?
It's your cake. I ate it.
But, Uncle Mort, how could you?
Leroy, help me.
Oh, Uncle Throckmorton, what'll I do now?
Don't worry, honey. I went out and got the biggest and best-looking cake money could buy.
Oh, but I couldn't deceive him.
It's all right. What they don't know won't hurt them. Now, let's go in and meet the folks, huh?
Oh, there you is, Mr. Gildersleeve. Yeah, I got them for you.
Got what for me, Bertie?
Them Punchinella Panatellas. The man, he didn't have none in stock, but he rolled them while I waited, and it cost $8 a box.
Oh, my. More expense. Well, never mind that now. Bertie, get that big cake out of the pantry and you serve it. And remember, no matter how different it looks, that's the one Miss Marjorie baked.
Huh?
Yeah, come on, Marjorie.
Here comes Mrs. Wills.
Will?
Oh, Mrs. Wills, I want you to meet my uncle, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Charmed, Mrs. Wills. Excuse me for being tardy, but I had to take home a friend who was suffering from a sick headache.
No, I see.
Yeah.
Speaking of cakes, Marjorie, Ted has told me about the angel food cake you've baked.
Angel food? Well, I thought it was more of a Lady Baltimore cake like they serve at weddings.
Oh, really, Mr. Gildersleeve? They don't serve Baltimore cakes at weddings.
Not even in Maryland? Well, no matter what kind of a cake Marjorie bakes, it's always delicious.
Oh, now, Uncle Mort.
Just wait, Mrs. Wills, till you sink your teeth into this one. Bertie's bringing it in now.
Oh, my. It looks quite professional, doesn't it?
Well, I don't believe a pastry chef could do any better. Here, go ahead, Marjorie. You cut it.
Oh, you cut the first slice, Uncle Mort.
Huh?
After all, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be eating this cake.
I see what you mean. Give me the knife, Bertie. Well, frosting's a little thick. Dull knife. Bertie, haven't we got a sharper knife?
No, Mr. Gildersleeve, but we've got to act.
Never mind, I'll manage with this.
Oh, careful, Uncle Walter. It'll slip off the table.
What? Oh, my goodness, it's made out of plaster of Paris.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a minute. But first, I want to tell you something that should make every quality-wise and economy-minded housewife want to try Parquet margarine first thing tomorrow. Here it is. Now you can have a high-quality product made by Kraft that's so downright good as a spread for bread, toast, or rolls that you'll want to use it lavishly as a seasoning for hot vegetables, a shortening for baking, and for pan frying, too. Yes, that quality Kraft product is Parquet margarine. It tastes so good that you'll want to use lots of it at the table and for cooking. And it costs so little, you can use all you want without being extravagant at all. Yes, use all you want for baking. Remember, Parquet is a real flavor shortening that makes better tasting cakes and cookies. Here's what one user says about Parquet margarine. I'll read you a few lines from a letter from Mrs. Emma Hartman of Cavetown, Maryland. Now, we didn't ask Mrs. Hartman for this letter. She was so enthusiastic about Parquet, she just had to tell us about it. Quote, I would like to tell you how well I like Parquet. I use it for everything I want to be especially nice because of fine flavor. Unquote. You see, the secret of Parquet's popularity is its delicious flavor. And housewives with an eye to food value like it because it's such a nourishing energy food that contains plenty of vitamin A. Yes, every pound of Parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A. So you know it's not only good tasting, but good for you, too.
Miss Dinwiddie.
Yes?
Oh, you're angry. You took me seriously when I was just kidding.
Well, really, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That cake you baked for me. Some people just dropped in at our place, and that cake would just about save the day for me, Angel. Cake.
Oh, it would?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, take it. By all means.
Oh, Miss Dinwiddie, you're an angel. I'm so happy I could kiss you.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, that is, I didn't quite mean. It was so nice of you. Say, where are you going?
In to bake you another cake.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Good night.
Original music was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company.